England's Chief Medical Officer, Sir Chris Whitty, and Britain's 4 Chief Nursing Officers, all urging MPs to back this smoking ban. Well, I'm now joined in the studio by Andrej Kuttruf, the Chief Executive of the UK Vaping Industry Association, who is with me in the studio. Welcome to the show, Andrej. So the thing about this, right, is how do you stop teenagers from doing anything? Prohibition has never really worked. It forces things underground. It drives people into the hands of a black market. Surely the ban in itself is unenforceable and not conservative.
Yes, yeah, and unfortunately, teenagers do these things. We wouldn't want to see teenagers vaping or smoking, for that matter. But as you say, prohibition unfortunately doesn't work, and we need to remember vaping products are already banned for the underaged. Yet kids are getting hold of these products. So what we don't need now is more bans, more restrictions, if the government can't even enforce its existing laws. The Tory party was known for being strong on law and order, but it let this black market flourish. So what we need really is to prosecute these criminals, introduce harsh fines, and go after these criminals. What we don't need is more headline bans which don't have any effect.
And we can see live pictures there from the House of Commons being debated ahead of that vote. And it's worth pointing out the NHS website actually currently is in favour of vapes and e-cigarettes. It says they're far less harmful than cigarettes and they can help you to quit smoking for good. But of course, it does say they're not recommended for non-smokers and cannot be sold to people under 18 years of age. But do you feel this whole debate is lumping vaping and smoking together and making them seem like they're comparatively bad for you?
Absolutely, yeah. It should not really be one shared bill, because vaping is really the solution to smoking. So, as you said, Public Health England is clear. Vaping is at least 95% less harmful than smoking. It's twice as effective than any other method to quit. So it's completely two different things. And the message to smokers out there should be the best thing they can do for their health is to quit smoking completely or to switch to vaping. And I think the government is confusing the issue. There's talks about bans, there's talks about more taxes, and this is all going into the wrong direction. If the government wants to achieve a smoke-free 2030 for this country, it needs to embrace vaping as part of the solution. And the UK has now achieved one of the lowest smoking rates in Europe, thanks to a very pro-vaping stance in the past of that government. So what we need as an industry is a licensing scheme which regulates vaping products similar to the alcohol licensing scheme, where you restrict where these products can be sold and you introduce a £750 fee for that licensing scheme, so you could raise £50 million without cost to any taxpayer to give trading standards the actual resource and funding to go after these criminals, stop the criminals, protect the kids, and help smokers to quit smoking.
Are you confident there is no health risk with vapes? I saw a report, we covered it on the show a couple of weeks ago, about a new report showing there were signs of cancerous cells in the mouths of vapers. In comparison to smoking itself, what are the risks?
Well, just to point out that study, the authors of that study were clear themselves that the study doesn't show that vaping causes cancer. So it's still very clear, the evidence is very clear that vaping is at least 95% less harmful than smoking. And vaping has been now around for 15 years. We don't see any uptake in any lung risks for vaping. So the best thing a smoker can do is quit completely or switch to vaping. And I think even Chris Whitty will agree on that.
Okay, super. Thank you very much for joining us in the studio. Andrej Kuttruf, the Chief Executive of the UK Vaping Industry Association. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
And of course, we'll follow that vote throughout the show.